Okay, this next video is going to be on salt hydrolysis. This is when we're going to be producing salts with neutralization reactions of acid and bases. So the first thing we want to talk about, remember from class, acid plus base yields a salt plus water. Now that's immensely important what we're doing here. We have to be able to recognize the difference. So let's do a quick example. Given 2HCl plus CaOH2, calcium hydroxide, what does this yield? Well, we know we have an acid and a base, and now we have to make sure we know if they're strong or if they're weak. Now, HCl is one of those ones you have to memorize. That's a strong acid. And this, calcium hydroxide, also strong base. It's in that second column, but it's not the first two elements, and it's with the hydroxide. So, what does this equal? Well, first off, because we have ionic compounds, let's separate into an ionic equation. H plus Cl minus, and then the calcium hydroxide breaks apart into Ca2 plus 2 OH minus. That's excellent. So here's an ionic equation for what we're looking for. Now we will always follow this schematic. So we're always going to produce water. So that's great. That uses half of our reactants. So I'm going to take, let's do blue. Add these two together. And what do I have? Oops, I made a quick mistake here. Let me correct it. I didn't continue my coefficients. Here we go. So if I add these two together, I'm going to make two waters. So this one plus that one is going to give us blank plus 2H2O. Excellent. Now what's left over? Well, what's left over also creates a new ionic bond. We'll use green. We have one calcium and two chlorines, and that makes sense because we have a +2 here, a -1 here, but we have two of them. So our ionic bond that it will create will be CaCl2. This will be aqueous, and this is a salt. What type of salt? Now if you think back, if we have a strong acid and a strong base together, that's going to create a neutral salt. And just let's talk a little bit about if it's neutral or if it's not. So I'm going to make a little S up here. What we're talking about here is strong acid. It's not what I want. A strong acid plus a strong base. They both associate and they create a neutral salt. A strong acid plus a weak base, well, that yields an acidic salt. I like to remember this as strong acid, Sa, acidic salt, As. And of course, you guessed it, a strong base plus a weak acid yields a basic salt, Sb, Bs. That's how I remember it. For those of you that might work well, others it might be a little more difficult, but if you think of something new and want to post it in a comment about how you remember it, that would be cool. You definitely want to share the knowledge. All right, a little bit more observations of what we see here. We started with this. We flipped a few things. This is what we refer to as a double replacement reaction. Okay, excellent. So overall, let's write the entire thing over again. 2HCl plus calcium hydroxide yields calcium chloride, a neutral salt, plus 2H2O. Sweet. Here we go. Excellent. Any questions on that, let me know and we'll talk about it in class. Have a good day.